Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. Today we're looking back at a classic but with a twist. So as always, a reminder to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you do so. So we are looking at the old classic, and that is the Not Forgotten. I hope you haven't forgotten about him. The Not Forgotten. Oh indeed, yes, this is the old 5500 point reward hand cannon, and it came with a really epic and exclusive perk called Magnificent Howl that gave you extra damage after landing 2 crits. It's also a solo weapon, so that means we're pairing it up with the Path of Burning Steps. So we're going to get a couple of kills with the hand cannon, and then we're going to get a damage buff. Basically, if there was ever a final form for Not Forgotten, this is it. This exotic synergizes insanely well with this weapon. Now, Magnificent Howl, I don't know if it's still buggy or what, but it works kind of in a strange way. So you hit 2 crits, the 2 lights light up on the back of the gun, and then your next bullet, whether you hit it to the head or to the body, is going to do way more damage. 76 damage, I believe, normally. When you have Firewalker active, you'll be hitting 91 damage. That means 91 damage to the body or to the head, and from pretty much anywhere. It's really kind of weird. I don't know if the gun is bugged again, but it seems to have way more range than any other 140 RPM hand cannon. And also, Magnificent Howl seemed to proc, like, I would go body, head, and then Magnificent Howl would proc sometimes. It was really odd. Like, my second headshot would proc the perk. I'm pretty sure it was 2 headshots and then you get the extra damage, but sometimes I was hitting 1 headshot and then the second headshot would provide extra damage, and I'm pretty certain that's not how this perk is meant to work. So I think this might be a little bit bugged, which might make it even better than it's supposed to be. I'm not sure. All I know is that I pulled this thing out for only one, I think about 3 or 4 matches total, and yeah, I was doing really well with it, man. And it kind of made me miss this gun a little bit, man. Obviously, it's a notorious weapon. If you guys didn't play in that meta, I'll give you a little backstory on the weapon. The Not Forgotten was only available from competitive and only possible to obtain if you received 5500 points. However, by the way, look at the range here. Look at the range. It's got a lot of range compared to other 140s, man, this thing. So yeah, the only way to get it was to get 5500 points, but there was no skill-based matchmaking. You only matched other players with the same points as you. This made it incredibly sweaty and difficult to obtain, and if you obtained NF in that meta on your own and you didn't get recoved, then you really did earn that thing, because it was not easy to obtain this weapon. And yeah, it was just an absolutely notorious gun. Obviously back then it was a 180 RPM as well, so it could 3-tap at 180 RPM, and it was disgusting. Look at the range there. I was hitting 30s and 40s, and then Magnificent Howl procced, and I'm hitting 91 on my next shot. It extends the range massively. I'm pretty confident in saying that no 140 RPM hand cannon can compete with the range that this weapon offers because of Magnificent Howl. It truly is a unique weapon, and it's cool to use a gun like this and not feel like a massive disadvantage against 120 RPM hand cannons, because obviously Magnificent Howl really does give you a big boost to your range. And of course, as you can see, we're stacking it with Firewalker, hitting 84 for a crit and 91 with Magnificent Howl. These are big damage numbers, very similar to what a 120 RPM hand cannon does. So yeah, it's incredibly competitive, and if you have this thing in your vault, I believe you can just go and purchase it now from the weapon vault thing, or whatever it is, the legacy weapon vault. I can't remember what it's called. You can literally just go and buy one now. What used to be something that required blood, sweat, tears, and even more sweat to acquire, now can just be bought. And the crazy thing is, it's so good. And yes, okay, it's sunset, so you can't use it in trials or Iron Banner, but you can use it in quick play, in the rotating playlist, in Rumble. Still very much usable in most activities in the game. Now personally, I wish they would bring the weapon back, or at least bring back Magnificent Howl. We have seen them bring back other pinnacle weapon perks, such as Desperado. They brought that back on the Messenger, which I thought was really nice. Obviously Desperado was previously exclusive to the Redrick's Claymore pulse rifle, which again was a competitive reward. I really wouldn't be too upset if they brought back Magnificent Howl. I just think it's a cool perk. I like perks that reward precision, you know. You hit 2 crits, you get extra damage. I like that, you know. It just feels good to be rewarded for using your aim correctly. Here in this game of Showdown, we have a little standoff here. I have a Behemoth Super, so I'm going to just scatter them all, and we are going to take this game. Showdown is the weekly playlist this week, and if you haven't tried out Showdown, check it out. It is a decent game mode. Get some decent games in there. but we were mainly in Rumble because obviously I felt like Rumble was the best place to take advantage of Firewalker, taking on 1v1 engagements, proccing the perk, and then being able to use the perk on another player after killing someone else. It just felt right. It just seemed to make sense. But yeah, Magnificent Howl and Firewalker, it really does have a fantastic synergy. Firewalker obviously procs after 2 kills pretty consistently. You get 2 kills, Firewalker will proc, and then you can take advantage of Firewalker at Magnificent Howl, and you can just surprise players with how deadly and lethal and consistent this weapon is. Obviously, like I said, it used to be a 180 RPM hand cannon, so with it being a 140, it shoots with that 180 animation, which might seem very, very odd. And you know what, when I first started using it again yesterday when I was playing, at first I thought like maybe my controller was broken or something. Like I was like, this gun is shooting so slowly. But then it's just because obviously I've been using the Survivor's Epitaph recently, which is a 180 RPM hand cannon that has the same firing animation, but it shoots, you know, 40 RPM faster. So when I started shooting this thing, I was like, what is going on? This thing is shooting so slow. But obviously that is just because obviously one of the many nerfs that this weapon had over time was changing it from 180 to 140. And obviously, you know, looking back, I think that was a decent enough change, and you know, I just wish this gun was still a thing, man. I think it's just, you know, it's a legacy weapon. It's an iconic Destiny 2 gun, and it should stay in the game. Oof, oof, there you go. See that Shiver Strike into Fire Sword. Love it, absolutely love it. But yeah, man, it's just a crispy gun, and honestly it brought back a lot of memories using it and just having fun using this weapon. Obviously it pairs up really well with the Chaperone. I wasn't using the Chaperone too much in the gameplay because obviously, you know, my focus here was just proccing Firewalker and Magnificent Howl together, and I think, you know, we did a pretty good job of showcasing this. If you haven't tried it out, go ahead and give it a go. Guys, that is the end of the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed using it. If you made it all the way to the end of the video and you still haven't hit like or subscribe, what are you waiting for? Drop a comment down below, juice that algorithm for your boy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.